Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you guys an unexpected circumstance in my life. That was indeed the most critical point of my whole life. I must say it was not less than a vivid dream. Let's backtrack and revisit the year 2020 when I joined the gym as an instructor. Soon I got a girlfriend named Rishi, to whom I used to give training. After having a relationship of about 6 months, I finally got married. Richie was the only kid of her parents. She used to be very stubborn and attention seeker. Our marriage life is going well. Physical relationship is good, but it was kind of creepy that my wife is having a lot of scars on her body, just like bites. Her attitude towards the house was moderate. Like she used to prefer cooking at home, but really hated washing and at the home chores. I remember once it was the first birthday of my wife after marriage. She was expecting from me to arrange a fairy tale birthday for her. I tried my best, but she was not really satisfied with me. I remember at her birthday party, one of her cousins from Korea coincidentally arrived at a birthday party as well, and he gave my wife an expensive diamond gift. My wife is really not interested in him or is his expensive gift. Soon my wife joined school as a teacher. Both of us used to remain busy all the day due to such a hectic routine, but we used to enjoy our weekends together, but going to shoppings and having dinner at restaurants. One day when it was raining heavily, I reached home from my workplace. But my wife did not reach yet. I was literally calling her again and again, but she did not receive. I remember that day she reached home the next morning. She seemed really tired and kind of upset when I asked her where she was last night. She angrily replied that she was stuck in the rain and stayed with one of her friends. I remember exactly when the weather got smooth and settled last night. She must be speaking alive with me. I really did not consider this at that time. My wife was getting irresponsible day by day. Like she really did not show any act of love and care for me. I thought she must be tired of work. I often asked her to leave her job, but she never listened to me once. It was late at night, about 4 Amy was sleeping. But when I opened my eyes unconsciously, I did not find my wife on bed. I realized that my wife was outside and was arguing with someone. I went outside and called her name on seeing me. She was highly confused. She declined the call at the moment and told me that it was a call from the wrong number. When I asked her to share that wrong number with me, she said she will manage on her own. Our life was really so busy that I used to wait for weekends just to spend time with my wife. It was a Saturday night when I reached to, and my wife seemed really happy and excited. That day, she reached the house before me. She even prepared an energy smoothie for me as well, which I usually prepare on my own. After coming from the gym that night, we both went down outside for dinner, but she was continuously looking at her phone. It seemed like she was waiting for someone else on reaching the home. My wife put some mask on her face and began to iron her dress. I asked her, "Honey, are you going somewhere?" She replied, "Yeah, baby, today I have to visit my mom's house." She's desperately wanting for me. I really wanted her to spend Sunday with me. But then I obviously allowed her to spend time with her mother. I even asked that I also wanted to give her to her mother's house, but she did not respond. The next morning when I woke up, I found my wife nowhere at the house. It seemed like she left for her mother's house. She did not even prepare breakfast for me. After 10 minutes, I received a call from her and she said, "Baby, apology. I did not inform you before arrival. Actually, I really did not want to disturb your sleep and I was getting late as well." I began to answer, but meanwhile, she declined the call before listening to me. I was extremely waiting for her and was continuously calling her as well. But her phone was switched off. I really wanted to visit her mother's house, but I did not know the exact location. It was about 2 a.m. that night. When she reached the house, she was totally drunk and was smoking as well. When I asked her where she was, she just gazed at me, threw away her bag and laid on the bed. She seemed very tired. The next morning when I woke up, my wife had already left for her workplace and we did not interact, but breakfast was prepared and was placed on the table once I was taking an online fitness session. Meanwhile, I got my wife's phone continuously ringing. She was in the washroom that time. Her phone call's ring to a noise was interrupting my online session. I was about to pick her mobile phone. My wife suddenly came and firmly snatched her mobile to me. That the way she snatched her mobile phone from me was really beyond my understanding. I still remember the expressions and colors she got on her face after seeing her mobile phone in my hand. As soon as she took her mobile phone back from me, she cunningly went outside of our bedroom. I really did not know why she was behaving so awkward. Once I was having a tremendous workload assigned from my gym. I was even fully swamped in the weekend. I remember when I was working on some diet chart for the people under my training. My wife came towards me and muttered something. It seemed like she wanted to say something that time. I was so occupied in the work that I did not listen to her. But after 10 minutes, I told my wife to get ready for the dinner. But she showed a strange behavior, like she angrily yelled at me for no reason. Her luggage was already packed. She panicked that night, even though I calmed her down and tried to miss her, but she just pushed me away from her. She made me clear that she wanted to spend her weekend at her mom's house. I tried my best not to let her go to her mother's way, but she did not listen. I asked her mother's exact location of residence, but she was so furious towards me that she said nothing and left the house with her luggage. It seemed like what she was doing was pre-planned because her luggage was already packed. I thought that time that might be. She was doing this in order to win her maximum time with her ill mom. But it was literally something throughout provoking that she never told me the exact location of his mother's house. I was all alone in the house and was really missing her. I used to have just weekends to spend with her, but just like last weekend, she again went to her mom's place. I decided to make a cup of coffee by myself and went to the kitchen. On reaching the kitchen, I accidentally caught a side on used cigarettes in the bin of kitchen. I was literally shocked to see them. Like I never did smoking in the house. I thought maybe it would be my wife, but I never saw her smoking in the whole year. I made up my coffee and was continuously thinking about how to use cigarettes while sipping the coffee. I tried so many times to get in contact with my wife, but she did not pick a single call. She was even offline in the WhatsApp as well. But I got her streak on the Snapchat where she was sitting with her mother. I got relaxed enough after seeing her mama with her on Monday. My wife did not reach home. Instead, she reached her school directly from her mother's house. As usual, she reached the house late. I always used to think that a high school teacher could be fully occupied till 8 p.m. at night. But she always used to say that she gave extra hours and tuition to her students. That day, my wife reached at about 11 a.m. at night. She was extremely late. But when I asked her where she was, she said that she was having a dinner with her staff. She seemed so tired. I was high as obviously. We had not been physically active since 2 weeks properly because she used to be busy and tired. Every time my wife seemed so full and did not respond back. Even the next weekend, my wife on Saturday night created a scenario. Again, I remember I asked to get ready and wear a purple dress for dinner tonight. She began crawling with me for no reason. She literally began to yell at me that I only like her in the purple. What about the rest of the colors? She began to scream that I did not like her in other colors. As usual, her luggage was all packed and ready. As before, she again moved to her mother's house. When I tried to follow her, she caught a sight on me and began to crawl again. On the stupid thing that I'm suspecting her. When I reached the house back, my wife's attitude was continuously popping up in my mind. I realized there must be something wrong. I was literally so dumb that I used to think all things were happening because of me, as I'm not giving my wife proper time. Unfortunately, the next Sunday I got something very urgent as I had to give an online fitness session. I even refused to come out, but they were insisting on me to come and even agreed on giving me good money. I thought about buying a colorful dress for my wife to make her happy that Sunday. My wife was again at her mom's place and I was in the gym taking an online fitness session. I was kind of upset as well because that Sunday, I was again not with my wife. I even asked my wife to go with me to the gym and we will be having dinner as well. But she said that she would be more comfortable at her mom's place. I exactly remember I was literally planning to arrange something special for the coming weekend. I really wanted to make our coming weekend really superb. I had decided that I would not allow my wife this time to go to her mom's place as we are getting apart from each other. And even our face-to-face interaction was getting less day by day. The next weekend it was Saturday night when my wife seemed eagerly waiting to curl with me and wanted to have a reason for having an argument with me. But I gave her no reason to fight. Even I gifted her that colorful dress which I purchased for her. After seeing the gift, she seemed just moderate. Maybe she did not like the gift. Well, I took her outside as well for her dinner, but she seemed really restless as she wanted to leave. I cuddled her and we slept. Then I woke up in the morning. I was shocked to see my wife dressing up and moving towards a mom's house when I asked my wife to drop her off at her mom's house and meet her mom, because I really did not visit her mom's house for 2 months since she got her house changed. As usual, my wife just told me that nearby location and did not exactly explain to me the location for her mom's house. My wife further told me to take care and rest of myself. It was about 2 p.m. in the afternoon when I was ordering food for myself. Meanwhile, I got a notification on my WhatsApp from my wife. When I checked her message, I was shocked to see her naked pictures with her cousin who gave her a diamond ring on her birthday. After seeing the picture, my feet froze. I did not know what to do. Obviously, my wife did this mistakenly because she deleted the message for everyone. She thought I did not see the message, but I was having a GB WhatsApp. So her message was saved. I decided to go to her mom's place. I followed the nearby location and she told me that finally I saw my wife's car parked outside of an old house. I thought it must be my wife's mom's house. When I went outside of the house, my wife's mother was watching TV and seemed perfectly all right. When she found me, she stood up and was like a fish out of water. When I asked her about my wife, she did not say anything. Meanwhile, I heard some inappropriate sounds coming from the front room. When I opened the door, I was shocked to see my wife with her cousin physically involved. When they both found me there, they began to wail and fix themselves. I beat her cousin and recalled. So my wife's father came and calmed us both down. I was very angry that I even began to slap my wife. But her father and mother held me strongly. My wife confessed to something unbelievable. That was the turning point of my life. She confessed that she was having a relationship with her cousin since childhood, even though they were physically active. But her cousin moved to Korea and they used to have a lot of quarrels as he got a new girlfriend who was his coworker. And soon we both had a breakup. Her cousin was not even aware of her marriage. But when he realized that it was continuously forcing her to cheat me, my wife agreed with this idea. And on every Sunday and even other days of the week, they used to spend time together. Her parents were aware of her daughter's activities, but they loved her so much that they never prohibited her. My wife said she was actually sending this naked picture to his girlfriend to make her jealous. After hearing this all, I divorced her all the time as